Remember July 2020 when some TikTok baby witches, people who are new to witchcraft, teamed up and hexed the moon? Witch talk is a very popular side of TikTok. Many people since COVID have started to plant roots and dabble in witchcraft and witchery. And in fact, I can guarantee that you use witchcraft in your own daily life every single day. Have you ever made a vision board, said a positive affirmation, tried to stay positive on a rough day, cooked a meal for someone you cared about? Do you own a crystal? Have you ever made a wish on a shooting star? Do you care about astrology? All of these are forms of witchcraft. Modern day witchcraft is descended from the religion of Wicca. Today I want to explain a bit about Wicca's creation, Wicca over time, and Wicca in the modern world. So in Ethan Doyle White's book, he states that Wicca began as the pagan religion Thelma, and the work of Aleister Crowley in around 1904. Crowley was in Cairo, Egypt, when he claims like an entity came down to him and presented him with a text called the Book of Law. And this book says all of the moral codes for what's going to become Wicca. And the moral codes essentially do what thou wilt, or do what you will. So with, at the time, spreading mysticism and ceremonial magic, Crowley took those into account, all like the mystics in the time, and began multiple occult groups, the basis of Wicca, around Europe, Australia, and North America, the Western Hemisphere. It didn't really get big in the East. Over time, these groups became more structured, created their own rites, their own rituals, their own runes and symbols, says Michael Ashcraft. They believed in a higher power, a higher deity, not following a deity of a specific religion though. Like, they're not saying they're following Christianity's God or this specific God or whatever. There's just a generic power. They don't subscribe to one specific one. Spiritualism, the idea that spirits survive death and could exist on the mortal plane, so like basically a ghost, that became big at the time, along with the idea of mediums. You know, like your uncle's in the room, he says I love you sort of thing. That idea became really big around this time as Wicca's being founded as well. Spiritualist church appeared nationwide, and it became really big, really popular amongst occult groups. And the occult groups at the time appeared to be thriving. They were doing really well in the time period, and like just spirituality, just individuality was like really popular at the time. There was less like pushiness of mainstream religions, and sort of everyone was sort of like looking into these new occult groups. Wicca is suggested to have influenced British Christian groups like the Anglo-Saxons, who opened themselves to new ideas and new rituals, so like communion, like, you know, the eating of the body and the blood of your deity. That, come on, that sounds like an occult ritual. But that's just me. Wicca in modern times is used to empower women, feminine presenting and queer individuals now, and is seen as a safe place by many people who feel they have none, they don't have anywhere else to turn. Wicca's become a source of comfort for a lot of people. And it's less about it's less about the religious aspect as more so the community aspect. Wiccan covens, Wiccan cults are very tight-knit communities. They're very close to each other. They talk. They're very family. And for a lot of people that they just feel like who lack support elsewhere, this is a very good place for them to get support. According to Julie Exline, 58% of transgender and gender non-conforming people have left traditional monotheistic religions such as Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. Many females have started doing witchcraft in COVID as a way to take back control of their lives in a time when, you know, they have very limited things they could control. They feel a revived connection with the world and have become more meditative, more self-centered, more spiritual, more focused. Witchcraft has become beneficial to so many people. They feel like they can move past old traumas and old stressors. They feel like they can handle anything that's put in front of them. And I think that's a very beneficial thing to have come from this. So now you know a little more than you did when you woke up today. Wicca was started by Crowley and based on Thelmanism, spread across Western countries with spiritualism, and is now a key tool empowering multiple lower social classes. Keep casting those day-to-day spells in your life. Blessed be all. Bye-bye.